Hi everybody and welcome to Lads Men Mind. Today I get to talk to an old buddy of mine called Bob Golding. Now Bob's a singer, an actor, a musician. He was the voice of Milo in the Tweenies, and he also toured with a one-man show about Eric Morecambe. We got to talk about COVID, life after COVID, and also his short spat with anxiety. Enjoy the conversation, and just to make you aware, there is some swearing. Enjoy. How you doing?
Thank you so much. Yeah, baby. I'm okay. It's all the others.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all falling over. Yeah, look, here's a blast from the past.
Oh my God. I just did a link into this. I just did a link before we started, just saying about a little thing about you that he did. Milo of the Tweenies. My God.
Everyone says who?
It was
Everyone
that.
says who? Hang on, just let me plug my charger. Just doing my charger in now. That's 20 years ago, Mark. Do you know that?
I know. I think I left there in
There we go.
2002, I think. 2002, 2003.
Well, they kicked you out, didn't they?
They just changed pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, they did pretty much. But
Did
yeah,
they?
they changed it. I think because the events got really busy and they wanted to concentrate on, obviously, production and that kind of stuff. But it was good times there. I had great times there.
Oh, fantastic times. I mean, you did great work there as well. I mean, that was a massive room to kind of organise and fill, and those events were huge.
No, and we filled them over and over and over again. Yeah,
Every week, and then the Big Brother parties and all that kind of stuff. It was, they were good times, really good times. I look back on them very fondly.
It's nice to look back. So, listen, I'm doing this website called Lads Men.
Yeah.
So what I thought we'd do is we'd talk about the lockdown, what you've been doing, obviously about the theatre and music industry, and just about mind health. I know you put a little bit on Facebook a while ago. They had a bit of an anxiety thing, and I just think it's just good for men to talk about it, and just and so we'll just free roll it, and then just have a bit of fun, and we can take stuff out or put whatever.
Oh, look at your little face. Look at your little face, though. Oh, I haven't seen you for so long.
57.
No.
Yes. I know.
Are you?
Yes.
Fucking hell, you don't look 57.
No, my insides are like a 90-year-old, but luckily the outside looks all right.
No, but I've seen you dance on TikTok with your relatives or whatever it is, and then you do look 57.
I know.
But,
you know what? When this bloody TikTok thing, she comes over, you need to think, oh no, and then you look like your Uncle Ben. Do you know what I mean? You look like your uncle. But
but 20 years ago we could cut a rug, couldn't we? What happened?
Do you know what I mean? How old are you now?
50. I was 50 this year during lockdown. Woohoo!
You look good for 50.
Thank you, dear.
You do.
I mean, we did plan a big party down in Cornwall. My friend's got a huge house on the beach, literally on the beach. Yeah. And I said, look, can we use it for my 50th? He went, yeah. He said, how many people? I said, 50 to 70. He said, yeah, great, let's do it. Put a band on. I was really looking forward to, me, I like a big party.
Yeah.
And it all just got pushed back. So we're doing it next year, hopefully. So I'm happy to stay 49 for another year.
Drag it out, boy. Drag it out.
Yeah.
Drag it out.
So your next big one is 60. I mean, that is proper old, isn't it? 60.
You know what? Proper old.
Yeah.
But do you know what's interesting is we go through life and stuff, and you don't really think of a number until someone says, well, you're 50. You think, fuck, I'm 50.
Yeah.
You don't actually, until somebody says it to you, you don't actually process it.
No.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, it's often someone else's reaction to your age that makes, like, all your life you've gone through and people have gone, you don't look 30. Oh my God, you look fine. Yeah. And then when they stop saying that, I go, oh, right. Oh, you're 50, are you? And then you go, oh.
You know what? So do you know what the funny thing is? What I find really funny is, when you go to subscribe to something, so you have to put your date of birth. You put 2604. Then you got a little roll thing, and I got to roll down to 1963. It's like it goes on forever. That's when you think, oh fucking hell.
Well, look, if it's any consolation, Mark, my best mate Glenn. Did you remember Glenn? He was he sort of hang around the studio a little bit.
Yeah.
He did a TV series called Bear Behaving Badly, and he was the angry landlord, Mr. Angry Pants. Yeah. Anyway, he has now got a full-on Father Christmas white beard, and he's 67 or coming up to 67, born in 63, and you'd think he was 77. So you're doing well, mate.
Yeah,
So that's,
you know what? I think it's who we hang out with. I think it's your state of mind.
are you off the tabs?
Yeah, well, I've been off them now about 3 weeks.
Oh shit! Only recently.
Well, I'm a stop and starter. You know, right. I stop and I start, and then I had a bit of a couple of bad years, so but now actually, and I've gone past now where I don't want one.
Right. Yeah, we did the same. Yeah, we stopped because I've been married. I don't know if you know this, but who was I with? So I'd just been divorced when I met you.
Yeah.
As in at Elstree. Then I met Julia, who worked at Elstree as well. Yeah. Then we got married and had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Then that's sort of 13, 14 years later, we split. Then I had a year on my own, and then I met Nikki and married Nikki. Well, we've been together, this is our 6th year. And we've got a little girl as well, little 1.5-year-old. No, she's nearly 2 now in March.
So 3.
The other 3 are 17, 15, and 11.
17.
Yeah. Yeah, so Georgie was born as Tweenies finished. It was around the time we were doing Jim, Jam and Sunny. Had you left by then? You had, hadn't you?
Yeah. You didn't tour with Tweenies, did you?
No, we did. I mean, the Voices, we recorded all the stuff in the studio, and then they took it out on the road. So no one from the telly stuff did the stage show. No.
I remember rehearsing at Elstree and going,
yeah,
Australia, they're all over the place.
Yeah, it was worldwide. Oh, we just got paid a proportion of that, you know, for voicing it.
Yeah.
In fact, I still was receiving Tweenies money last year, but last year I think was my last one that I got. That was, you know, a couple of grand. But before that, I mean, it rolled and rolled and rolled. Singapore, Ireland, you know, all around the world, Australia. Weirdly, in a lot of other English-speaking countries, they revoice them. But some of the ones that are lazy enough not to, they keep us on it, quite rightly so as well.
Yeah.
So we got a little tickle on that for years. In fact, more than Ian and Will and Carl and Helen did, and they created it. Yeah, that was every now and then. But it's, you know, the mental health, as we now thankfully are now finding out more about, is just as important as physical. In fact, it's often linked, isn't it?
You know, I don't want to use the word mental. I want to call it mind health. My project is to call it mind health, because we all have mind health. And when you say mental, it's got kind of a little bit of a, oh, you're mentally ill. You're mental. Do you know what I mean? And especially if you've got kids and you say, oh, you've got mental health. If you say you've got mind health, it doesn't sound quite as bad. And
no, it doesn't. But we should destigmatize the word mental health anyway.
Absolutely. Because I talk about my mental health and my mind health. You know, I'm quite open about it, and I'm not embarrassed to share stuff on YouTube or whatever I put forward.
So what happened to you? What happened to you? Did you have some sort of breakdown a couple of years ago?
2009, I went twitchy, and I tried to take my life and just decided, and I had a proper breakdown and was in hospital for 9 weeks, a private health clinic, which was saving my life. I mean, it was quite funny. They checked me out after 5 weeks, and then they rang me and said, "No, I think you need to come back." So I had to go for another 4.
So what triggered it? Was it a relationship? What was it? What?
Do you know what? I think I overworked. I was doing a charity. I was doing the pub. The pub was very successful.
Yeah.
Hosting events. And I just took too much on, and my brain just kind of went, and things came back from my past that completely. I was in a car accident where somebody was killed, and I forgot all about that. It wasn't my fault; they pulled in front of me, but that I completely forgot about.
You were driving.
I was driving, but they pulled in front of me. They turned across in front of me, and I hit them. They were from New Zealand. I'd put that to once, completely forgotten about it, and I'd stuff from my childhood, bullying and just stuff that wasn't great, and it just all started coming out. Because, you know, and I'd just be talking to somebody, and I'd have this voice saying, "You're a cunt, you're this, you're that, you're worthless." So I got help, and it was the best thing I ever did. You know, and
you had an actual someone's recognizable voice in your ear.
Yeah, an actual voice saying, "Yeah, you're hideous, you're this, you're that." It was bizarre, and I couldn't, you know. you know me, I love music. I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't read a book. If the tap was dripping, I'd have to literally either walk. I couldn't bear any kind of noise. Bizarre.
Yeah.
Um,
And what did they put it down to then in the end? What was your, were
I,
you given a title?
I think, you know, well, they said it was bipolar, and then, I depression I had, you know, and they put me on, a whole ton of medication, which I gradually weaned myself off.
What was that, citalopram?
Oh, yeah, I mean, like stuff to put me up, stuff to knock me down, stuff to take the voices away. It was bizarre. And then I've got myself better. I'm on a couple of things now, but I've learned now how to handle myself. I know that if I'm going to have a bad day, I have a bad day. I don't beat myself up about it, because you know what?
How often is that now? Is that still regular, or?
I can go through a blip where I have nothing, and then a couple of days I might have where I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But I just think, you know, we've all got different things. You know, we've got diabetes, people have got all kinds of stuff. So I just treat it as, you know what, it's just one of those things, and you've got to crack on with it.
And how are you finding the pandemic? How's that affected you?
Well, I've got a great family, so I moved in because I'm between everything at the minute. So I came to move in with my sister Margaret and her partner Colin, and it was like a holiday the first month. We were like, you know, it was like being in, you know, Mediterranean. We were having lamb and doing stuff, you know, we were doing antipasta and drinking really good wine.
Yeah.
Then month 2, I got a bit twitchy, and then 3, I was fine again. But I think we've got a head around it. We know there's you know, next year we can start again, and we can, you know, try and get a life back together again.
Hopefully, yeah, hope so, yeah.
The hospitality or hostility industry is equally has been hit as much as your industry, the entertainment industry.
I know, yeah. A mate of mine runs St Michael's Manor in St Albans, and I mean, he like you, the first couple of months when it hit, he's one of these people, a bit like you actually, in that got to be doing stuff, got to be motivated. I'll take care of that, and he was looking after this entire community. Even did some shopping for us. He said, I'm going to Booker's, what do you want? I said this, and he came and he brought us loads of stuff. And he went, yeah, just pay us at the end of the week whenever you can. And I was like, what are you? And then suddenly it hit him, it stopped. And then it was the government going, well, we're not opening again. And we've got to still slow things down. And he's struggling as well. But he's thinking on his feet. I think all of us have just got to start reinventing a little bit, haven't we? And seeing things in a different way, which is not such a bad thing, but it's change is scary, and especially this country, we're not good at change.
You know what? You're so right. Change is scary, and we're not very much. We like it done. You know, very much blinkers on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. My father-in-law, Mick, is fantastic bloke, right? And he's done the least amount of travelling I've known of anyone in my life. He doesn't leave his little village in Bedfordshire. Yeah. He goes to his mate's house every Friday and plays cards and comes back, and that's it. But now, weirdly, in these last few weeks, this latest lockdown, he said, "Oh, I'm just getting a bit stir crazy and not being able to go anywhere." But he doesn't go anywhere anyway. But it just knowing that he couldn't, actually affected him quite badly. He had a couple of bad days, he said, and that's quite strange, because that really is your mind. That is just you going, I'm now putting pressure on myself to feel this thing, which is what anxiety is.
Do something, you want to do it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that kind of mentality.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. You just want to be able to do it.
Able to do it.
Yeah.
So what did you have lined up for this year? Sort of. I know I said that you were doing the one-man show about Eric Morecambe.
Yeah.
How long were you touring with that for?
Well, weirdly, when you were going through your horrible breakdown in 2009, that was at the start of my journey with Eric, as how I call it, really, in Edinburgh. Did the one-man play there, got 5-star reviews. Suddenly all these celebrities came out of the woodwork to come and watch the play, and giving it 5-star reviews and getting endorsements for everyone, all of Eric's friends and family, and met the family, and then we started a tour, did a small UK tour. Then, out of nowhere, a West End run at the Duchess Theatre just off Drury Lane for 6 weeks. It was just around this time of year, just coming up to. In fact, I did the Royal Variety Show for the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh. It was the one that Lady Gaga and Diversity were on. That was surreal. I've got to say, that's probably the most surreal day of my life. I was in a dressing room. I shared the dressing room with all the comics. So I was with Peter Kay, Jason Manford, Paddy McGuinness, Roy Walker, Paul Zerd in the vent act, you know. I mean, amazing. And weirdly, as we're all chatting and joking, as you can imagine, suddenly the fanfare starts to say that the Queen has arrived. It all changed. The atmosphere just went. Everyone was like, "Oh, I don't know why." It's just one other person in the audience, and she wasn't in her box. She was in the actual dress circle, but had a box built round her, and we just saw this white hand we just come out and gloved hand. But I did the lineup at the end. You know where they do that whole kind of Swiss 1970s music, and they go, "And meeting the Queen now is Jason Manford, and here we have Bob Golding, who does his one-man show about Eric Morecambe." And then there was Whoopi Goldberg, Whoopi fucking Goldberg, right there. Mika, Michael Bublé, Lady Gaga, Bette Midler, right there. I'm standing in this line of all these people going.
Did they hang out? Did they hang out, or did they very much done my bet? I'll go to my own room, kind of stuff. Were they?
Some did. We had like a green room area, a little sort of restaurant-y bit for the artists and acts, and there was hundreds of dancers and musicians and all sorts. So there's lots of hustle and bustle. But Michael Bublé was just mucking in with all of us, and that was quite fun talking to him. And Whoopi Goldberg, but Bette Midler didn't. She's quite a bit grumpy. In fact, I was stood next to Jason Manford in the walk down at the end to take a bow, and behind us was Bette Midler, obviously behind us because she was more important and more famous. And he said, "Bob, I'm going to ask you if I can have my photo taken with her. Do you think she'd mind?" And I went, "No, mate, go on, go for it." And he went, "I'm a bit nervous." I went, "No, she'll be fine. Look, she's wonderful. Look, just good." And she's on her own with her guitarist. And he turns around and he says, "Miss Midler, would I be able to have a picture taken with you?" She said, "What are you joking? I look like a fucking freak." And that was him put in his place. And he just sort of turned around, almost bowed like royalty, and then sort of looked at me, red face, going, "Oh God, I can't." So he didn't get his photo. She was rude to him. It was a really weird day. Really weird. So that was all part of that journey. Then the West End show finished. Then I toured for 3 other tours, all around England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. It's amazing. I nearly killed myself.
Just you?
Eh? Just me. Well, it was me and 2 technicians, but I hardly saw them because I would drive to the venue.
Yeah.
They would have already been there to put the set up and set the sound and everything up, the lights. I'd do the show, come off dripping with sweat. They'd start striking the set to move on to the next one. And then I'd go to my hotel room, rest, then drive to the next venue the next day. So it was kind of on my own. And that was around the time that my second marriage ended. So it took its toll.
Is it quite lonely doing a one-man thing like that?
Yeah, it really was. On the road, I actually, just touching on anxiety, I hadn't really suffered from anxiety in my life much before. I did a little bit when my first marriage broke up, but that's because I was hitting the drink hard and having partying nights, and you know that you get that kind of high of the pretending there's no problems, and then the next day it's double the problems because you've got the alcohol leaving your body, and then you're faced with the pain that you had before as well. So I dealt with that, and on the road on my own had a few wobbles. I'm not good at traveling on my own. I always like someone with me just to kind of bounce off and help my mental health in that sense, my mind health. But so it was only when this pandemic hit, we just got our new boat. We're on a boat. I don't know. Did you know I lived on a boat?
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned it. Yeah. So this is our new boat. We literally just moved on to it. We didn't know anyone in the area at all. We're not where we are now. We were further downstream in another marina. And having this massive announcement, you know what the media are like, sensationalizing the whole thing about the pandemic. And I thought, this is it. My mortality stared me in my face and said, well, you're 50 this year. You know, you could probably be slimmer. You're probably not the fittest guy in the world. I've not got any other massive underlying health issues apart from mild asthma, which I've had since I was a kid. But it's not a big thing really. I've never had an asthma attack, touch wood, and hopefully never will. But that still added to me, and I just thought, that's it. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. My parents are going to die. My kids are going to die. My wife's going to die. And I just catastrophized this whole situation. And it took me that was when I put that thing on Facebook, and it probably took me a month and a half, maybe 2 months, to really come down. I mean, Nikki didn't know what to do with me. I was so sure that I was going to die, and occasionally, oh, has he gone?
Yeah, hang just 1 second. I'm not doing something I should have fucking done.
Oh, what have you done?
I wanted it. I've been chatting away. Hang on a second. Fuck, what have I done now?
I'm just reading your emails. Hang on.
No, I know.
Oh, you've gone on eBay again. You're not very good with that, Mark.
Oh, fuck, I know I'm not. I'm a nightmare. How do I get this back now? What have I done?
What are you doing, you pillock?
I need to come in. In fact, I don't want to share it.
And now, an intermission.
Me. What have I done, Bob?
Hi, I've got a really good picture of your screen thing here. I'm going to see if you've got any filth. Hang on, where's the filth?
I'll take filth off at my sister's.
What's happened?
Oh, fuck knows.
If I push that, what happens then? Oh, there you go.
No, I haven't got you there. I've only got you in a little. I need to come back. I'm have to come back and start it again.
I'll tell you what, click on my photo, click on me if you can see me.
It doesn't do it.
Oh. All I can see now instead of me, not that I need to see me, is your screensaver of you looking very dapper, talking in a, probably at a wedding. Was it a bar mitzvah?
Yeah, chat. Fuck. Over we go. Yeah. More.
That helps.
Sorry, I'm being absolute twat. Just give me a second. Just give me
Yeah.
a second.
Are you actually recording this?
Yeah. So I will take a lot out.
This is going to be really integral viewing, honestly.
I know. What I want to do is I want to.
Oh, Mark, what are you doing? This is not cool.
More.
Have a quick wank, I think. Hang on.
What do you mean? You might have to. It might be a quick one. The way that this is going. What the fuck have I done?
Do you want to end it and start again?
Yeah. Oh, share. No. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
So is it the same link you'll have to send me?
Yeah, I'll send you a new link. Give me a second.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute.
Goodbye. Fuck, Mark. So listen. Let's just talk. So you did the one-man show. That finished when?
The last tour was 2014.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've been doing, in the middle of all that, every Christmas I'll be doing Panto. I've been doing that for the last decade.
Where
at the Alban Arena.
Oh,
the Alban Arena in St Albans.
Yeah.
I'm their resident dame.
Yeah. And a fun game you make too.
Oh, you just say that to all the boys, don't you? Yeah, it's. I mean, I really do play it as a cock in a frock, as they call it. You know, it's just me with a big pair of bother boots in dresses. It's fab. It's great. I took a bit of persuading actually to do it because I liked playing the little comedy roles that come in and you you steal a couple of scenes and then you go back in the green room for a cup of tea. Yeah. But then the producer sort of caught on to the fact that no, I'm going to use you a bit more. So he put me in a frock. So since 2010, I've been doing the Panto at the arena and then directing them as well. Now this would have been my 10th year. We were doing Mother Goose this year, but unfortunately, thanks to a certain virus, we had to pull it. I mean, the management situation at the venue is confusing to say the least. There's been lots of sort of political uproar there going on during the pandemic. And financially, it's in a bit of a dodgy situation. So we're hoping people will reinvest back in the theatre and keep their money there. But obviously, it's everyone's prerogative to ask for a refund. But I'm also the patron of the theatre. So I've been going around on national news things, pleading with the public to keep their money in the theatres, just so that when we do get the go-ahead, we can pay someone for a month, because the money's gone. You know, all the money of keeping these buildings even shut. I mean, even though they're falling apart, just keeping them shut is so expensive. And so there's nothing. So if they keep their money within the box office, then as a credit note, you'll get your tickets back whenever you want them when we fully open. But if there's no money to do it, it'll take months to get it going, and some venues won't survive. And unfortunately, the arena, I think it's going to be okay. It's about 65% chance now that it will survive, but because we did get some money from the government to keep us afloat for a bit, but it's a mess. It's a bit of a mess there. So yeah, bit of a sad story, really.
It's the same with the the hospitality industry. So many pubs are shutting down.
Yeah,
so many pubs are just shutting down because they just can't afford to keep closing. And
well, my mate runs the Devonshire Arm in Bedford. Devonshire Arms, not Arm, Devonshire Arm, and he doesn't do food or anything. It's just a proper old man's pub. It's a lovely pub.
Yeah.
And obviously he's massively hit now. Thankfully it's not a free house, so the brewery are kind of keeping him there and keeping him furloughed. But normally, in a month like December, they'll make 50 grand. They'll take 50 grand through the tills.
Definitely.
And the government, although they're not going to let them open in this tier, in tier 2, they're not going to give them 50 grand, are they? So it's going to hit these businesses massively, as you know too well.
Yeah.
Are you still in the game? You are, aren't you? You still do it.
Not on it, in it, yeah. Those
days are gone, dear. The clack's gone.
My clutch is well and truly gone. You could
can't take the pounding.
You could laminate my pelvic floor. Let's put it that way.
I thought it has been. Yeah. So you still dabble.
So I haven't worked for 2 years. I took 2 years off because, again, I had a bit of a blip a couple of years ago. Last April, actually, I just went to my doctor. I was running a really successful pub. Went to my doctor and said, look, I'm going fucking crazy. I'm so unhappy, and I had anxiety. I was just a mess. And he said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to leave the pub. He said, then do it. So I went back, and it was my day off, and I got called in to do lunch because a member of staff didn't turn up. And I stood behind the bar, and I thought to myself, you know what, Marky? So I said to the guy, can you just go to the bar a minute? Went out, rung the HR woman. I said, look, I'm done. She burst into tears. I was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And yeah, that was it, done. That was it, done. And so I took I've done a bit of consultancy in between, but now I'm looking, actually, I saw a property down in Dartmoor on Monday.
To be a tenant or to be...
Own it.
To own it?
Yeah.
Free house.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I was looking at Cornwall, Devon area. I want to be near the beach. I'd like to be near the beach.
I mean, if you can make that work, it'll be incredibly healthier for you as well, on that level. Just we've found that from being here, because now we eventually moved to this spot in June, or the end of May, actually. And if you looked out that window, that porthole there, it's just, there's a lock, and then fields, and there's little villages, nice. And will it be just you?
Well,
just you on your own?
Yeah, I'll get some good team around me, a good management team around me to do it with me. I've been doing, I did some presenting and stuff, but that's all weddings. There's no weddings, anymore. I used to do a load of those. I used to do presenting and stuff and that. I used to love doing that, but that's gone now. There's none of that out there. It's gone.
What, because of the virus, or
there's no, people aren't having parties or charity events and that kind of stuff. So there's no, I'm not making money doing that kind of thing. So what have you got planned for 2021, the big 2-1?
Well, everything that we were going to do in 2020, really. We just bunged everything that way. We got engaged in, Nikki and I got engaged in Scotland in a place called Glenfinnan, right on the banks of Loch Shiel. It was beautiful. It's stunning. And that's what we named our boat, Glenfinnan, in the end, because it just... it opens up a really nice, happy place in both of our minds. Yeah. So we had planned for my 50th to go up to Scotland for 3 or 4 days to do the, I don't know if you've seen, there's a documentary about the most beautiful train journey in the world, which goes from Fort William to Mallaig, across western Scotland. It's, or northwest. It's beautiful. I mean, it's stunning. And it goes past Glenfinnan where we got engaged.
Is it a sleeper train?
No, it takes a couple of hours to get there. You have champagne and nice food and stuff, and then you have a look round the lake. Then you get back on the train and come back again. You go over the viaduct,
Beautiful.
which is where Glenfinnan is. I mean, that's what we hoped to do this year, but we've now moved it all to the same weekend next year. Also, I've got other plans with other projects that I can't really talk much about yet, but we're potentially going to be doing a movie of the play, of the Morecambe play, but actually fill it a proper cast, full-on show, not just about Eric, but about Eric and Ernie, called Bring Me Sunshine, which was nearly being made last year, but then we had a backer pull out at the last minute. So we thought, look, we're not in any rush. Let's wait until the right people come along to invest. And now we've got some celebrity investors, all will be revealed hopefully next year. Quite exciting, that is, about doing the whole movie, you know, a 2-hour movie. So that'd be fantastic. We did a short film called The Last Laugh.
Will you be the lead in it?
I'll be Eric, yeah.
Because you are just like him. He's quite extraordinary.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's quite extraordinary.
Smash your face in. I don't know. Playing all the right notes, not necessarily in the right order. Hey! Look at this. This is a nice thing to end on. This is one of the paper bags that Eric Morecambe used to use in his act.
God,
and Gary, his son, gave this to me, and he's written up here, to Bob, one of Dad's paper bags from the Morecambe and Wise shows. Love always, Gary. How amazing is that? So Gary and I are very close. He came to see the show in Cheltenham in 2010, 11, around that time when I was touring, and I was very nervous, obviously, and we hit it off straight away. Where Eric had his heart attack, you know, his last heart attack, and I said, I'm not doing it unless Gail and the family approve. And Gail came with me in the wings for the show, and then afterwards we did a Q&A with the audience. Some of the audience members were there the night that Eric died, and it was really traumatic for them as well. But she literally held my hand, not I'll sit next to you and comfort you. She held my hand the entire Q&A and answered all the questions, and it was emotional. It was emotional, and you know, I'm nothing to them. I'm just an actor playing their dad, but they've welcomed me into that family so readily, and I'm incredibly grateful. Well, I think just keeping the image alive and keeping the heroes that we had, because, you know, if we toured the play now, I think the theatres would be half empty, really, because half the audience are dead. Because most of the people that knew Eric and Ernie in those years are much older. You know, our audience is getting smaller. So we've got to keep it out there. That's why the BBC have just recommissioned a load of new airings at the Morecambe and Wise show, because they were the dons, they were the kings, you know.
Yeah, they were. They, you know, every Christmas, their Christmas special was tuned into by 20 million.
Absolutely.
You'd wait,
absolutely,
wouldn't you, to put it on and watch the...
we had our wedding vows with the lyrics to Bring Me Sunshine, just because and everyone else joined in at the end and said, bring me fun, bring me sunshine, and we looked to all the congregation, and everyone went, bring me love. It was lovely. It was really nice.
That is lovely, isn't it? And that's a great way to end for the third time. Because every time we keep ending.
The final time.
Final time.
Honestly, I'm turning into Jar Jar Gabor or someone. It's getting embarrassing. But no. Mickey's the last one.
Do you know what's nice, Bob, is I can just turn the record on and we can just chat. And that's what's good. So you interview some people and it's like pulling teeth. You know, like it's when people.
Oh God, I can waffle for England. Yeah. In fact, hang on a minute, Nick, just come in and say hi for a sec. She's playing her Nintendo DS.
We should play with something else then. Is that what you're calling it?
We're down. We're down with the kids now. No, we play the PS4 and all sorts. She said, "Come into the porthole.
Yeah.
Say hi to Mark."
Hello.
Hello, lovely. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
sorry, we've been waffling on about well, Mark's properly mental, but you can't say mental, you've got to say mind. Mark's properly mind.
Minded.
He's minded.
Been minded all my life.
No, you're wonderful. You keep up that good work as well, because what this is doing wonderful things. Thank you.
I do. I think so. You know, I think we chat, and also it's let's not take it too seriously.
Yeah.
We've got mind health, we've got mental, we've all got stuff, but if you can laugh about it and embrace it and stuff, it does make it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and just talking about it on any level is great as well.
Brilliant,
but
brilliant.
we really must go now because the light is going, and we wanted to get a walk in as well. So it's so lovely to talk to you, Mark.
Fella. We'll definitely catch up soon. And nice.
Yes, definitely.
All right, love.
Take care, lovely.
Bye.
All the best, Mark.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.